talking a little bit about is how you feel that you might be able to be supported in life. You know, for instance, how do you feel that myself or others can go ahead and support you in your life?
Well, I guess you know, my mom or you, someone can help me get a job, find one. That'd be a big help.
Okay.
Kind of having problems with that.
All right. We certainly have something,
yeah.
you know, that we can talk about a little bit later that will actually help you to get jobs easier. Okay, great.
You know, maybe for my mom, sort of, for now, increase my allowance, maybe.
Okay, all right. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. But, okay, so your allowance, and that'll allow you to do what?
To just, I guess, you know, just eat out, you know.
Okay, sure. Good. What else?
I guess more for me to sort of spend more time with my friends, sort of feeling, when I do spend time with them, I feel more relaxed, so I think that's pretty important.
It also sounds like maybe to be supported in being relaxed when you're at home.
Right.
You know, that you would feel, and how would someone be able to help you with that?
At home, I feel that maybe, probably having something, music, I guess, you know, maybe we can get like some kind of a stereo radio where I could just maybe put in my room.
Okay, so you don't have that
That'd be a
right
lot
now.
more relaxing for me.
Okay.
Or,
And do you see how that could be beneficial, Mom?
Yeah, as long as we don't keep it too loud.
Okay,
yeah, maybe even like some of the food we get, you know, I probably prefer if we start buying more things that I like.
Like what?
I like, you know, kind of maybe some fruit, mainly like grapes or mangoes, something I can easily get.
Okay.
Instead of sort of having this big dinner, more like a snack, I guess.
Okay, so more of those kind of things that you like. Okay.
Yeah, something that would really be easily accessible for me.
All right. What else?
I don't know, maybe we can get a pet.
Okay.
Nice try.
Okay. Well, what would be the difficulty there?
Because she's out with her friends all the time, so guess who's going to be walking the dog and cleaning up, well, assuming it's a dog. It's a responsibility, and I don't want to be stuck with it.
If she was a responsible person, would that be something that you feel that it would be fine?
Yeah. If she can show me she's responsible enough, then I will consider it and we can talk about it. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
that sounds great. What other things?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, we can definitely talk about it, you know, a little bit later. I'm sure other things will come up. It sounds like also that you were looking for support in terms of not being judged. I think I don't know if you said that initially, but okay, so that's a big important thing, like basically enhancing your relationships. And maybe doing those kind of things. Okay, that sounds great. You know, it's interesting too. Other, you know, adolescents, basically like yourself, have, you know, said that sometimes it helps to get supportive letters. Like right now that, you know, you have a probation officer who you said earlier was really coming down on you pretty hard, and you felt he was monitoring you excessively and really coming, you know, down pretty hard. Well, you know, a lot of times what we're able to do is write letters of support for our clients. You know, if you're moving in a good way, we do a pretty good job of going ahead and being able to reflect that, you know, on your behalf. Okay. And how would that be helpful, do you think?
I think it would just make me seem like I sort of showing up something more responsible.
Yeah.
You know?
And it wouldn't necessarily even make you seem that way. You would actually be that way, you know. So we'll help you to get there. And then all we're doing is simply reflecting it in letters. But, you know, coming from someone else, like a professional, it really adds to things. So that would be helpful.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, beautiful. And then also we will be rating how actually both of you do in the sessions. After each time that we do a therapy component, you guys will actually be able to tell me how helpful that was for you. And specifically you, I'll ask you, how. And you could go ahead and, and add what kind of things you liked about it. And that will help to guide me in terms of which direction we'll need to emphasize treatment.
Okay.
Does that sound good for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other part will be that I'll also evaluate you guys as well. How supportive, for example, you are with her, and also from your end, how you're able to follow through with the different commitments that you'll be making, and staying clean, and doing well with your responsibility, perhaps getting a job, and and managing that pet, and all those kinds of things. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Also, something that will be really cool, I think, is just, you'll be setting a lot of goals, for therapy, things that you're going to be trying to get accomplished. And Mom, you'll have an input into that as well, And then if you're able to accomplish those goals, that'd be something that I'll be able to reflect in, say those letters. What do you think would be helpful about that for you?
I guess it would probably, make me. Are you going to give me the goals, or is something that?
No, we'll definitely be working on it together. Now, I'll help you to kind of maybe, just to take some of the things that you're looking for and try to maybe get them in a way that, makes good sense and so forth. But actually what happened is both you and your mom will be able to get together and try to, well, first off, decide what kind of therapies we're going to be doing, so that would be really important. But then on top of that, not only will you be able to kind of plan out the types of therapies that we do, but also, Mom, we'll find some things that most parents have liked to have seen, in their kids, and also things that the kids are fine to do it, as long as they feel that, in some way they're getting rewards out of life for doing those things. And so we'll be establishing those kind of, rewards, essentially, for that. And those kind of goals will then, be moving us in, I think, a good direction. And you will have a say, in that, and we'll kind of take it in a level system, like you'll be moving up, so it won't be all of a sudden, your whole life will change. We'll gradually get it in a way we feel comfortable. Does that sound good for both of you guys?
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is really important is I'm actually, before I send those letters out, you both will be able to look at those letters and decide if there's something in the letter that you'd like me to reflect or maybe emphasize. And generally speaking, I've been pretty good about being able to get the input from my clients reflected in those letters, of course maintaining integrity of the truthfulness, but really emphasizing things, I think, that are really going in a good way. Making sure they're in there. Does that sound good with you guys? Okay. So I'll show you those before I send them out. And then another thing is just in terms of, we've been able to help with family unity, keeping families together, keeping families calm and more relaxed. Does that sound like that would be something helpful?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. How so for you, Mom?
There's been a lot of tension, the past few weeks, with the whole curfew issue, and her last report card, I didn't see it for a week, and it's just been a very tense environment, and I think I've been kind of a little bit too quick to snap at her than usual. So.
Well, I think that's wonderful that you're volunteering that, and the way that we want to look at this is that no one here is at fault for anything, but we're all part of the solution. All three of us here, and also your husband who couldn't make it today, so that we will kind of be moving in the direction of trying to come up with solutions. So you probably are all part of the solutions, not necessarily part of the problems per se. So I love that attitude. We'll definitely go ahead and certainly do it. And I also see a resemblance here too. You're looking for a little bit of relaxation, just like she was pointing out earlier as well. So that should be pretty good. And the other thing we are pretty good about helping out with is getting out of trouble. So there has been some things that I know of from the probation officer that probation officer indicated. We're were troublesome for you, and that in fact, actually you talked about those things pretty openly, and that would be, you know, like the one situation where, you know, there was the, you guys went over to that, if I remember it right, the person, I guess something about mailboxes from what I remember, and they got smashed or something. You didn't do it, but I think one of your friends did or something, and you kind of got caught up in that.
Yeah.
So that might even be, you know, maybe being able to have assistance in, you know, getting or avoiding those kind of things that could get you in trouble like that, you know, even when you're not doing anything necessarily, you're kind of a witness. How might that be helpful?
Probably sort of probably having someone check up on me or me calling in, like keeps me in check.
Okay, you think that would help?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Maybe some of these friends you might need to reevaluate, because, you know, there seem nice kids, but there's one or two of them, like the kid with the mailboxes, you know. I don't know anything about them, it just always, except I always hear stuff with them getting into trouble all the time, so.
what do you think about what your mom just said?
Well, I guess she has a point, but it's gonna be pretty tough kind of to move away from, you know, people who know for a while.
Absolutely.
Kind of moving on to something else.
It almost sounds like there's some reservations in your head too, that maybe you kind of feel that they do put you at risk for getting to some.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've almost been evaluating, you know, that yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, certainly we can do that, and I don't know, you know, some people your age want to just go ahead and go, you know, abruptly right to other friends, or, you know, kind of sever their relationships,
Right.
Perhaps with some more so than others. Whereas other, you know, of the kids that I work with, they kind of want to fade out of that, or when they're spending time with certain people, they want to just be up on their toes. And so maybe we'll come up to that when you know, we definitely have some interventions where we can talk a little bit about people, places, situations, the different activities you do, and trying to make sure that you're going to be, you know, kind of safe and going in the right way, you know, when you have those responsibilities. You know, we don't want to go ahead and, you know, especially since you just indicated that part of what you really like in life is your friendships and the social network you've created. We want to take advantage of that, but kind of move it in a way that, you know, when you have those things, it's going in a good way. Okay, sounds good. What's your greatest motive for wanting to be involved in treatment here?
Well, I guess maybe just building a relationship with my family.
Okay, so, and that would be the most critical thing for you?
That and, you know, the whole, what you were talking about, so it looks better for my probation.
Okay.
That's probably it.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. Well, both of those are viable, you know, things, and I think probably by most people your age are gonna, you know, really be in the forefront. How about you, Mom?
Well, I'd like to increase the trust that I feel has been compromised as of late, and kind of eliminate some arguments and have better communication. And I guess I think that would solve a
That's
lot
the
of
main thing.
problems right there.
Okay, well, that's great. Does that sound good for you too? It sounds pretty consistent. Okay, excellent. How might you be able to help her to achieve those kind of goals?
I will try to be more patient and less judgmental, and I guess just talk to her more and try and be a bit more understanding.
Does that sound good to you? All right, excellent. Well, I think that's going to be critical when you guys, you know, get that relationship going pretty well. You know, we've had a lot of success, you know, using this intervention, family behavior therapy, and you know, you can even see just with the emphasis on family, you know, in that particular intervention, that it's very consistent with what your ideal goals are going to be all about, you know, and that is repairing the family, and you know, as the families are getting, you know, enhanced and things are going really well that way, you'll be able to kind of move in a direction where your behaviors and the things that you're going to be trying to accomplish are going to start to you know, be more successful. So it's good. We got something that I think is going to work.